So today, a delegation from the National Peace Council of Ghana was sent to the office of the National Chief Imam to have a discussion with him. And this was one of the most important things that was discussed there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You're welcome to What They Happened. If this is your first time, due diligence, like, subscribe, and share this video. You see, sometimes when people talk and you don't talk, they get to step on you, chow, 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 and go like that. But when they talk and you talk, they know that, hey, this one is not that cheap like that. What happened was that, you see, when the Christian Council and then the other church brought a letter that they were not going to allow the Muslim girl fast, or they were not going to kowtow to the directive of the GES, the Ghana Education Service, you know, the spokesperson of the National Chief Imam went on TV and he made a statement that really shook the Christians, not the normal Christian, but the Christian Council, and then it really shook any other person that it was concerned.
What worries me so much is the latest press release, the joint press release by the Christian Council of Ghana and the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference. Because these are two very big Christian organizations. Right. And for them to have just given their endorsement meant that there's a certain solidarity of the Christian community against the Muslim community in Ghana.
And for me, we'll get that press statement to read it out.
For me, that is very dangerous. It has made nonsense of all this long period of claim that Muslims and Christians here in Ghana are tolerant of each other. I think it has been just the facade.
Do you think it's been a facade?
I think, in my view, but I have become convinced that we have not been honest with ourselves in the claim that we are really, our cooperation with the community, I'm saying from the mind.
On this occasion, I'm just hoping that, yes, Sheikh, you are wrong on this. On this occasion, I'm just hoping, I don't want to believe that it has been a facade.
It's been a facade because, look, for the Christian community not to even show a little consideration, even,
you mean by the representations?
Even in the presentation, no reference was made to the plea of the National Chief Imam, who has entered into the church on 2 occasions, entered into the church to change a certain perception. You see, what I'm getting the impression is the faster we are trying to de-radicalize the Muslim youth, the greater the Christian community is becoming extremist in the way they are dealing with this matter. That's my impression. So
that really shook them to the extent that they were even demanding for an apology from him. But of course, as a Zongo boy, we don't apologize on some of these things now, even though we respect you. But if you try to disrespect us or you don't even give us the required respect, we will not kowtow to whatever you say too. Yeah. So today, a delegation from the National Peace Council of Ghana was sent to the office of the National Chief Imam to have a discussion with him. And this was one of the most important things that was discussed there.
We want to inform the Eminence that in our interaction with the Minister of Education, we have come to consensus that within the next 2 weeks, there should be an MOU governing all mission schools, all public schools in this country.
But wait, these people will again come with the Methodist Church again. They will come and say that, why is it that you Peace Council, you've gone to have discussion with the Ministry of Education and you didn't involve them. That's the same reason they gave after the GES gave directive earlier. So here again, Peace Council is going to is having a meeting with the Ministry of Education, and they are not involving them. They are not. So they will come out with another reason or another excuse again. So what we are saying is that, of course, what this man is saying is right. This time around, they can't have that kind of excuse, because they say they come with a regulation that will demand that they sign, and all other stakeholders and all other bodies, whether Christian, Muslim organization, must all sign to kowtow to those kind of directives. And when this regulation passes through, nobody will have an excuse to prevent someone from doing what the law allows them to.
Also specifying clearly what are the rights, the privileges, and also the responsibilities of every individual who goes to these schools. And we want this document to be documented and signed by all parties who agree to it.
Thank you.
And at the end of the day, once you take that document, everybody knows what can be done and what cannot be done. And we believe that if this is pursued to its logical conclusion, this matter will come to an end, that Ghana will not see this again.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So this is very, very clear. They are coming with the regulation, with a document, with a MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, you understand, where all the bodies, the Peace Council, the Ministry of Education, the Ghana Educational Service, all schools, all Catholic, Roman Catholic Church, and they, the Methodists, the WeyGeyHey, the GeyHey, all the Muslim, the Ahmadiyya, all the schools will sign to all these documents, and everything will be spelled out there. And nobody can prevent anyone or disobey the regulation because they've signed it. So if you sign a regulation, you will not have an option or the right to raise your fingers again. Now,
this document will also incorporate some of the issues that the Peace Council recommended in 2015 when the hijab issue came up. Now, there were some recommendations that were made which were not implemented to its logical conclusion.
Thank you. 2015, a lot of issue came about, about the hijab, you understand, and then they were just preventing the Muslims from wearing their hijab in school, in worship, in workplaces. It was a big issue, you understand. So they've suggested regulation during that time, and then they're including to this bill, you understand. So at this juncture, nobody will have an excuse, you understand.
We are bringing those recommendations into this new document, so that at the end of the day, everybody in this country will be satisfied. When the draft is done, it will be brought back to all of us. Every party will look at it and be sure that we are all satisfied before we sign to it. So that once it's signed, everybody in this country knows what to do and what cannot be done.
So this is the most important aspect of the entire meeting. You understand? The Peace Council have gone into this agreement with the Ministry of Education. They are coming out with this bill, with this document that states clearly the responsibility of students, the responsibility of the teachers, and then the schools, everything inside. It's going to spell out, talk about hijab inside this bill. You will get to talk about Salah, Muslim, your prayer, the fasting, everything is going to contain in this bill. So at that, everybody is going to sign too. So after you sign, you cannot come and stand anywhere and say that, and this is Christian majority country, this is Muslim minority country, therefore, how dare you?
So we want to use this opportunity to appeal to your eminence, to still appeal to your community to stay calm and give us the space to work out all these modalities.
Of course, we are always calm. Muslim is always calm. Since the beginning of this issue, we Muslims have been calm. It is rather the Christian, not the normal Christian. But normal Christians, we eat with them. They don't have a problem with this. This Christian council, they have become extreme. They have become high. They have become so intolerant. They are those. This information should be going to them, telling them that they should also, calm themselves. You understand? Not just us.
Bring a logical conclusion to the matter. We recognize that some people are using this issue as an opportunity to divide us further.
Thank you. This one must go to the man who did the audio, the man that the alleged doctor, because they say he's a doctor or he calls himself a doctor, because a lot of Christians, not Muslims, a lot of Christians are even doubting his doctorate. They are doubting it, you understand? So if really you have, because the way he spoke in his audio, threatening the president himself, threatening Muslims, and saying we are minority, threatening the Turkish embassy, and I think Saudi was also included. Somebody with doctorate degree, you have to bring, a logical, argument. But this man was not speaking from logic. Excuse my language, but he was so emotional, and you could see some burning hatred within him against Muslims. And this, according to what I heard that Kennedy Japan said, that this is just a tip of iceberg about what the kind of discussion they have about we Muslims in the dark. You understand? So this is very serious.
And so every day you see tapes coming in, videos coming in, some of them old stories being rehashed, and all kinds of things. So we are appealing to the general public to remain calm, ignore some of these things, and let us stay together as one country and as one people with one destiny.
Thank you very much. We have ignored that man's statement. We have ignored his audios. Nobody, it is not shaking even a housefly. His audios is not even shaking anyone, even though he makes threats in those things. Nobody cares about his audios. But when he made those audios, you could see that Muslims, we are loving people. We didn't even mind. So they sought for Chief Imam's advice and his take on this, and he's just giving them an advice. And listen to the beautiful advice of our great Chief Imam, Osman Nuhu Sharabutu.
So when you communicate in the manner that is good. Don't do it in a manner that is evil or that is bad. This statement, I mean, it applies both to Muslims and Christians. Say to people what is good. Say to people that which is good. Don't tell them things that are bad. And Allah has told the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Tell my servants, when they speak to people in the terms that is best, not better, best. So in speeches, there are speeches that are good, and there are those that are best. And Allah told him to tell his servants that when they speak, they should speak to people in terms that is best. He said the best is better than better. This particular text of the Holy Quran is something that we must reflect on. All of us. So that we don't disturb the peace that we have built over these years. It's a very huge favor from God. He has not done so to other nations. Just observe nations surrounding our country. They have had their fair shares of conflict, terrible ones. Look at it in Ghana here, Muslims and Christians have lived in peace for all this time. We are able to sit on the same chair, around the same table, and we are able to consult ourselves. This kind of favor or grace, let us not destroy it with violence. Both of us, I mean both Muslims and Christians. This is the little that I want to add. May Allah help all of us. May Allah help the council. Allah help the council. May Allah increase the harmony of our country. May Allah increase the harmony.
So basically, this was what transpired at the office of the National Chief Imam today. You understand? Anytime you are watching, this transpired on 17th of June. Was it June? 17th of May. So this transpired on 17th of May at the office of the National Chief Imam. And according to the videos you're watching, they are from Sharabutu TV. You understand? That is the TV of the National Chief Imam. So we hope that in 2 weeks' time, the Christian Council, in 2 weeks' time, the Peace Council, and then the Ministry of Education will come out with this bill requesting people to read it, approve it, and sign. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If this is your first time here, don't forget to do the due diligence, like, subscribe, and share my channel. Assalamu alaikum.